So, today is January 15th. So today we're going to do some intros. We're going to talk about cards and flyers, some upcoming events, because I don't want to ruin all of them. Harm reduction resources, our 2025 wrap up. Then we're going to have a little discussion about harm reduction. And then we'll give you an update on what's happening with the bridge deflection. And then I have an update with the reframing recovery and giving you guys a little sneak peek. And then give you some updates on what's going on with the Recovery and Action Group. And then we're off to our next meeting next month. So, as a reminder, we always love to just let everyone know what a ROSC is. So, this is DBHR's official statement. So it's ROSC is a coordinated network of community-based services and supports that is person-centered and builds on the strengths and resilience of individuals, families, and communities to experience recovery and improved health, wellness, and quality of life for those with or at risk of substance use and or mental health challenges. The central focus of a ROSC is to create an infrastructure or systems of care with the resources to effectively address the full range of substance use and or mental health challenges within the communities. So what does that mean for Logan Mason? Well, we like to say that we're improving access to health, wellness, and holistic recovery options for people who are at risk of or suffering from substance use disorders, while educating and connecting Logan and Mason counties to reduce stigma and improve recovery outcomes. So for our introductions, pretty simplistic. So we're going to say our name, our agency/affiliation, and then what is something that you are looking forward to this next year. So I will start. My name is Grace Irvin. I'm the prevention coordinator here at Chestnut Health Systems, and I fully apologize because I'm having, camera issues. So my camera's always delayed, and it's just a fact of my life right now until IT fixes it. So I am a part of Logan Mason ROSC. I supervise the Logan Mason Substance Use Prevention Grant, also part of the BASE grant, Build, Amplify, Support, and Empower. And I also help and support the Livingston ROSC. What I am looking forward to this year is it just being way better than 2025. Yeah, it's going, it's happening now. We're in January and there's a lot happening in our world, but I'm just hoping and praying that it is better than last year. So we will go in person. We'll go here and then we'll go online. So if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm Matt Lanchin. I'm the professional relations manager for Gateway Foundation for West Central District. What was it they're looking forward to this year?
Yeah.
I have a vacation planned in Tennessee with some of my buddies. It's a recovery retreat. And I'm very excited to get out of town and into the mountains. That's in May. So
Ooh, nice. That sounds fun. I have a girls' trip coming up, so that should be fun. All right, let's go with Joanna and then Danny and then Tia.
I am Joanna Gonzalez, ROSC coordinator, work with the Illinois Department of Human Services, Division of Behavioral Health and Recovery. And I am looking forward to finding internship, starting an internship. It's happening. Yeah. So that's like in the works. But that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm excited about it.
Love. Thank you for being here.
I'm Danny Hernan, the community health worker for SIU Family Medicine in Lincoln. It's coming very soon, but right now what I'm looking forward to is the Chicago Bears game this weekend. As a longtime Bears fan, it has been a very fun season. And
I
so
know.
that is we won a playoff game, and so I'm super pumped and I'm excited that they're playing the Rams in very cold weather. So
I also am very excited. So go
Hater,
Bears.
it's you, B.
Boo, Bryson.
Tia Shum, Pike County Health or Pike County ROSC coordinator. I'm looking forward to graduating in December with my master's, and then I am never going back to school again. I don't care what you say. Never, ever, ever.
That's why I've never got my master's. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Tia. All right, let's go Lisa, Jeanette, and then Bryson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Latham. I'm AHEC, West Central Illinois AHEC coordinator. AHEC is Area Health Education Center. We're housed at Memorial Hospital in Carthage. Um, I want to say that after I got my master's later in life, I said the same thing, and here I am working on my CRSS certificate. So never say never, Tia. You might get bored. Your brain gets bored after a while, I think. But anyway, one thing I'm looking forward to this year is hopefully I would be able to get some peer recovery hours in so I can start working towards my 2000. So
Okay. All right. Thanks for being with you.
Yeah, yes, it does, Dr. Gonzalez. I see you. I see you. Yes, that has a nice ring to it. Um, Hello, everyone. I'm Jeanette Davis, and I have the privilege to serve as a community engagement specialist for Memorial Behavioral Health. Y'all got to know this is a little strange for me, right? It's just a little strange. But how blessed am I that I get to stay with y'all, that my work allows me to be here with you. I'm able to offer direct peer support, working with the mobile crisis response team, and just getting out in the community and talking about the services that we provide. So I'm stoked to be still a part of. What am I looking forward this year? My pastor, we always do a word of the year. It's a prophetic word of the year. And guess what our word of the year? It's forward. So I am looking to what's forward. I'm looking to what's ahead. I'm looking to, I feel like this is a year that's just going to put some pieces together, right? And give us some momentum because we have been putting work in, y'all. And so the fruit has got to show. And so I'm looking forward to going forward.
I love it. I love it. All right, Bryson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bryson McFadden. I'm outreach coordinator. Got a new business card. It's not outreach worker, outreach coordinator.
Ooh.
Stepping on up, right? Throughout Central Illinois.
Moving on up.
I believe the question just from what everyone's talking about is something we look forward to here in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I haven't thought that far ahead, but in the near future, I actually, in the very near future, over the next couple of months, I actually have a little project on my hands where I get to be able to help out the auction house back in Galesburg by going there a couple times a week and trying to help, train the house up and trying to help get them on the right track since I'm a male and I can actually stay in the house. Never thought I'm not coming back to Galesburg to live, but I get to come back to Galesburg to work and be of service to help out. So this is going to be a very good growing opportunity for myself. So I'm looking very forward to this. Thank
That
you for
is
having me.
awesome. Thanks for being here, Bryson. Appreciate it. That's amazing. All right, we'll go with Kim, Carmen, and Kristen, and then Laura. As you just popped in, we're just giving our name, our agency affiliation, and then, oh, hey, Ron. Sorry, Ron. And then what we're looking forward to in 2026. So go ahead, Kim.
Hi, Kim Turner, Hope on Fifth, Logan County Probation. Looking forward to, I don't know. It's been one of those days, so
I feel that.
talk about that right now. I'm just here. I hopped on, I'm here.
I feel that in my core. All right, Carmen, then Kristen, then Ron.
Hello, I am Carmen Lanham. I am with Family Guidance Centers. I am a prevention integration coordinator, and I'm on the Regional Substance Use Prevention Integration Center grant. And what I'm looking forward to this year, I do have a couple concerts lined up already, one of which I get to travel to Detroit for at the end of February. So looking forward to those. And I'm sure I will probably add a few more before the year is out.
That is exciting. Thanks for being here.
Hi, I'm Kristen Davis, and I work with Carmen on the same grant. And I think I'm looking forward to looking for opportunities for travel this year.
Love. Thanks for being here.
Good for you. Okay, Ron with Children Shelter and Services. I do prevention outreach. Um, for this year, first off, I'm thankful I'm no longer the new guy. Secondly, um, goal for this year is just to, I've actually spent the last 2 weeks traveling around our 5 counties to all the schools and dropping off information on this
Oh, cool.
program, Healthy Relationships. And so I'm anxious to start getting nibbles on kind of building that up. Last year's big project was a website, and so this year is doing whatever I can to get into schools and get that program started. So,
That's awesome. Thanks, Ron. I hope you get some nibbles out of that because that seems
thank you.
really awesome. Yeah,
A lot of miles on my truck.
I I believe it.
And I love country roads.
I know. Take me home. All right. So thank you, everyone. Our, keeping up with the theme of PowerPoints. So quote of the day is, everyone needs a little Doreen in their life of just keep swimming. That's just like kind of my vibe with recently, the world is happening, life's happening, but we just got to keep going. And so just remind yourself that it's going to be okay and to keep a positive attitude. Up we have our recovery cards. They are at the printers, and I'm just waiting to hear when to pick them up. So when I do, I will let you know and get you some new cards, but this is what they look like. Upcoming events. So this is a very exciting one that we have going on. We are partnering with the McLean County ROSC and Allies Against Trafficking to host our first ever in-person hidden risk drug and danger children and family human trafficking training. So we have two amazing speakers, Lisa Wingert and Kelly Schwamberger. The training explores the connection between drug and danger children and familial. I had to move your faces. Familial child sex trafficking, highlighting how caregiver substance misuse increases children's risk of harm, exploration, exploitation, and participants will learn to recognize risk factors and grooming indicators and apply trauma-informed multidisciplinary strategies for early identification, intervention, and referral. So this training will help professionals identify warning signs early, understand the dynamics of victimization, and respond in trauma-informed, victim-centered ways so that the children are protected rather than criminalized. In Illinois, where human trafficking and drug-related children endangerment occur in both urban and rural communities, this training supports coordinated multidisciplinary responses among law enforcement, child welfare, healthcare, education, and community services. So ultimately, the training strengthens Illinois' efforts to safeguard children, comply with state policies, and improve long-term safety and well-being for vulnerable families. So that is happening. It is free. Lisa and Callie will be speaking. Lisa is with SIU School of Medicine for Rural and Social Services Development, but also serves on the Illinois Drug and Endangered Children. And then Kelly is the co-founder and chief program and strategy officers at Allies Against Trafficking. So we're really excited to partner with them on this event and training. We understand that this is a very heavy topic. So we are also including a woman from Bloomington who will be doing some breath work just to kind of break up the training. It is from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. because we're trying to target individuals who can, obviously after work-ish hours. It is in Normal, so I understand that like it's not as close to Logan and Mason County But how does this tie into Logan and Mason County? Well, we have gotten one of the counselors, Crystal Wilcoxon from Havana Junior High and High School. She will be on our panel discussion. So after Lisa and Kelly are done talking, we are going to have a panel discussion with individuals who have experience with human trafficking. So I was really excited to get Krista on the panel because she has an incredible life experience with working with students, but then she's also worked in the jails. And so she has a vast experience and she's hilarious as well. And I know that we have a police officer that's going to be involved and some other individuals that are going to be on the panel as well. So there is food and beverages that'll be available. Avanti's is donating some food and then probably bottled water or something like that. But if you would like to sign up for the training, go to chestnut.org/drug endangered children training and sign up there, scan the QR code. But I didn't want to drop this on the Facebook until after telling everybody. So now that it is being told to everybody, I will throw information on our Facebook so that we can get more people involved. And yes, yeah. So does anyone have any questions about this?
I got a question, but I just signed up.
Okay, what's up? Oh, you don't have a question or you do?
No, I said I do not have a question. I just signed up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. Love it. Yeah. So it'll be fun. And if you know anybody who needs CEUs for LSCW or LCSW, LSW, LCPC, or and LPC, CEUs will be available through that. So it is Tuesday, January 27th of this year at ISU Alumni Center in Normal, Illinois from 4 to 7. So hope to see you guys there. Next up, we have our community resources, or logancountyresources.org and masoncountyresources.org. These are two vast different resource guides that kind of encompass everything that is in these communities. So if your information is not on these websites, please fill out the form that is on the website so that we can get your information updated. If you know that there is information that maybe has changed or maybe there's a link that doesn't work, please fill out the form on the front page and we can get everything changed up. But also, if you just like it, let us know. We're keep giving updates to it to kind of modernize it and to make it more visually better, I guess, essentially. So check out those sites. So into our Logan County Harm Reduction resources, so you can get naloxone, fentanyl, and xylazine test strips at the Family Custom Cleaners. You can also get those items at the Logan County Health Department, and they also have a drug drop box as well if you have any so anything that you obviously don't want, and you can go to the health department and drop it off there. CVS, you can purchase naloxone. The Mount Pulaski Library also has naloxone, fentanyl, and xylazine test strips. Walgreens, and you can also purchase naloxone. The Logan County Courthouse has naloxone because of Miss Kim Turner in the bathrooms in kilo bags. And Hope on Fifth has naloxone, fentanyl, and xylazine test strips. And the Logan County Courthouse also has those items. And we also do jail bags for individuals that are leaving. They are resource bags that have all those items in it, plus a plethora of different things for them to have. So in Mason County, you can get these items at the Havana Public Library, the Mason County Health Department, the Foreman Public Library, and you can purchase them at the Mason City Fire. Oh, no. It's available at the Mason City Library. Then at all the pharmacies, you can purchase naloxone as well at Walter's Drug Store in Havana, Mason City Pharmacy, Manitou Pharmacy, and the CVS Pharmacy. Does anybody have any questions about our harm reduction resources and where they are? Cool. Moving on. What did we do in 2025? Well, let me tell you. So our recovery cards, I looked up the analytics. So this past year we had 107 different scans on that QR code. That doesn't mean there's only 107 people grab the card. There could have been bunches of cards. I know that we've been filling them up all over the place. So that is amazing that 107 people scanned that QR code to find out resources. And in total, 231 scans since we have added that QR code to it have been a part of it. Smart recovery meetings moved from the hospital to Hope on Fit to kind of have more of a centralized location that is it just kind of all the recovery meetings are already happening at Hope on Fifth, so it just made sense to kind of move on over, and we are so grateful to have Hope on Fifth as a resource. So with our ROSC meetings, we had 3 different agencies present and one PLE share their story. So thank you to Kim, Danny, Naomi, and Jeff Gray. Our bridge deflection planning meeting, we had a giant planning meeting happen last February, and the launch is happening this February, and I'll talk about that later. We continue to have amazing partnership with Oxford House and continue to collaborate on different items and events. So thank you, Bryson. Our different events that we were a part of, we hosted the first ever Breaking Barriers event, which is awesome. We had 30 to 40 people who attended, and we had 3 super powerful speakers there, and it was an amazing turnout. And we're excited to continue this partnership with the Logan County or the Lincoln Police Department. Then we had a speaker meeting that we kind of helped promote. There were 50 people that attended that. There was a first billiards tournament that was at Hope on Fifth, and 20 people attended. And now they are having a pool league, which is awesome. So I'm very excited that like this kind of helped. And I don't know if it helped at launch, but you know, we'll all pretend that it did. Overdose Awareness Day panel discussion. We had our first hybrid option. So we had the option to view it online, but also be in person. We had 14,000 views, not 14,000, 1,400 views, and about 8 people attended in person, which is amazing because we've never had anyone in person. So going from 0 to 8 wins. Our recovery walk. So in Logan County, we had 3 speakers and 35 people attended. And in Mason County, we had 6 speakers and 60 people attend. But that's not it, of course. With harm reduction, we went from 5 locations to 8, adding on Hope on Fifth, Walgreens, and CVS. And then in Mason County, we went from 3 locations to 8, which is wild and amazing, by adding on the Mason City Library and all of the pharmacies as well. Obviously, we didn't add the pharmacies on, but they have been included in places that you can get naloxone, which is awesome. With our stigma reduction campaign, we started planning for 2026 recently. In the past, like November, we started meeting to kind of plan it out more for this next coming round, and I'll talk more about that later. And in 2025, we launched our first round of posters and social media posts, which went really well. It kind of, as the year kind of went on, it kind of went down, but we have hope because we have some really awesome ideas coming up for this year. So, and in the summer, we were at First Fridays, Third Fridays, some Friday, I don't remember, Second Friday or something, in Lincoln, Illinois, Mount Pulaski, and Havana. So this year we added Mount Pulaski, which is awesome. So we really got out there, and we also had we partnered with Illinois Harm Reduction at one of the Lincoln, Illinois, and then we also kept passing out information for other agencies, which is really cool. And then this year we partnered with the Illinois Drug Endangered Children's Recovery Month panel discussion, where Ms. Jeanette was the leader of the panel discussion, which was really cool. So that is our wrap up for 2025. And I probably missed some things, but I thought we should just celebrate that. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts or concerns or comments?
I do. I'm eating, but I have to say, like, none of that could have gotten done without y'all. So I need to say that again,
Mm-hmm.
none of it could have got done. This is not it wasn't a us and it's a we.
Mm-hmm.
So stepping from the ROSC, I hope that's okay, Grace, for me to say it, but
Yes.
I had to.
No, thank you. Absolutely. Anytime. You're welcome to say things. Um, yeah, so I really want to piggyback off of that. Like, if it wasn't for the Logan Mason ROSC, none of these items would have happened. So we very much appreciate all the collaboration that we have had with everyone. So thank you. Anything else? Okay, so our meat and potatoes of what we're doing today. So one of our big items on our strategic plan is adding more locations for harm reduction resources. So right now, I just kind of wanted to sit and kind of chat through different places you would think in Logan and Mason County that should, or maybe we should reach out to them, or I don't know, thoughts about that. So this time is all for you to share your thoughts.
Could you do schools? Like have it in the office?
Yeah, so all the schools, they're required, so they all do have them in all of
Do
the
they?
schools.
Okay.
So, yeah, Kara Davis from Logan County Health Department went and trained all of the schools, which is amazing. And she also provided them with that. And in Mason County, the health department, I'm pretty sure, went around and trained those schools up and gave them naloxone as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
In other libraries, it just like it became law, right? Where like all the libraries also had to have it, like the
Yeah.
public libraries.
Yeah, so we have one that doesn't, but we're in conversations with Elkhart, and that's the last library in Logan and Mason County. Otherwise, we have all of them.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you think
Any
someplace
questions?
like Casey's?
Maybe.
Just tossing it out there.
Hmm. Like different gas stations.
Yeah.
Vape
I
stores.
mean, everybody's in and out of those all the time.
Hmm.
Um,
Vape stores, I like that.
Well, because I've seen them Sangamon County started because it's selling Kratom and the 7-0 and all the new stuff out there. A lot of the vape shops now will have Narcan in there as well as education.
that idea.
Oh, okay.
And then I used to run a pawn shop in Springfield, and Sangamon County's public health department, we were their first place distributing it that was not health related. Just anywhere, if there's any like pawn shops, resale shops, anywhere that somebody struggling with addiction might go for quick money. We had a lot of different times where people would run in asking if we had Narcan, if somebody was overdosing in their car, and
Wow.
grab it real quick because someone might not feel completely comfortable going into a police department or something and grabbing Narcan. It's where we take it to them that they don't think that they'll be judged or somebody might see them or anything like that if it's like an official type building. So we always targeted like stores too, just where somebody who could grab it kind of nonchalantly and walk out with it.
I so love that. That is so that I and cool that you were in the position, right, to be able to be the first. That was just a little cool information. I do want to pause just for a second to ask a question because I'm curious to know if others have the same sentiment. So we know that Chief Meister, that's the chief for Lincoln Police Department, has come on through deflection and kind of we've connected that way, but understanding his commitment to our community, he's about it, he's in it. As we're thinking about where we can have naloxone available and testing strips, I had reached out to him because we did not have any in the police station. And so wanted to reach out. They have kind of, a couple little places where we could put, about 4 boxes at a time and some testing strips or whatnot. The email that I got back was that he was going to make clear the people about within a naloxone, but he told me he would not put out testing strips. His sentiment towards testing strips is just that people just find the best dope. That's what they use it for, just to find the best dope in town. I'm curious to know again if anyone has that same sentiment. Yeah, that's my first question. Because I think that's real important, you know what I mean? Because we're talking harm reduction, and sometimes we assume that everybody's on board and that, everybody feels good about it. We know that, testing strips are used, and we know to save lives. Will people use anything that could, for good? Could they possibly use it for something negative? I kind of think, yeah. But I just wanted to hear from the group what you thought of that, and what is your response to that?
Maybe they would just have to limit the access.
Help me understand.
Well, if someone, um, I guess, isn't in is a test strip, would that be strictly for like an emergency situation or something you would have around randomly?
Sure. So the testing strips we have are testing strips to test for benzos, fentanyl, and xylazine. And so they are just kind of in a little small package. And so it's for someone to be able to identify what they're using. It is a harm reduction method so that people, and I know this is going to sound bad, but, use smarter. You have more, knowing what they have.
Right.
So again, yeah. So
I just say that we're like when it comes to these testing strips, and I've heard it before, Jeanette, so this is not like news to me, but
Right.
I always say, and like my rebuttal is always like, we're in the business of keeping people alive, right? Like we're in the business of keeping people alive. This is a tool
Yep.
that's used to prevent harm, to prevent overdose. We can't get people in recovery if they're dead, right? Like,
right.
so I think it's like an education piece more than anything. So I think when you hear these things, to me, it raises a flag of like there's more education that needs to go into it, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Like I love when you get feedback like that from the community because it lets you know like, hey, this is like a good starting point. Like then start breaking down those, because it is stigma. It's stigma. I think having those tough conversations was going to get you guys to be able to place these harm reduction um, um, tools or Narcan or testing strips in different locations. I also like the idea the other gentleman shared about the location. Like some people don't feel comfortable at police stations. But I think thinking about like the placement of these things in other Ross councils, like I attend 49 coalitions and I literally try to go as much as I possibly can to these. I hear from different Ross councils, what they're doing is just thinking about like what places are open 24/7. What are places that it's not just monitored, right? Like I know that they have them like at certain places that close down at 5 o'clock, but what happens after 5 o'clock? We need to be thinking about that. And I think also like the weather was playing into thing. They were saying, well, if it's really, really cold, what happens to like the dosage of it? And from what I've heard, don't quote me, right? Because I'm not the Narcan expert here. But what I've heard is it reduces how do I say this without saying it wrong? It's where it's still effective. It might lose the as effective as it could be, but it's better to have it than not have it. So putting it in a place where it's cold would be way more beneficial than not having it at all. So I think when we start looking at these locations, just places that are open, I know I'm in Chicago, so I'm not familiar with Logan and Mason and what's out there where it could be beneficial. But out here, I know that they're putting them like at the bus stations, at like the train stations. So finding those types of locations where it's just open gas stations. There's like a lot of, I know like here in Chicago, we have like a lot of like the gas stations have turned into like slot machine city, like Las Vegas, every corner here. So like
Mhm.
those are places where you find people with addictive tendencies that might benefit from these types of things. And I went on a whole rant to Jeanette. I didn't answer. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what I go.
And I think a rational comeback to that objection from him is, you know, yeah, it may be 10%, it may be 15% of people that um, don't use it for what it's meant to be used for. But then you've got everybody else, which is the primary purpose for having them in the first place.
Absolutely. In the chat, Tia, before she left, said that they put testing strips in the leave behind bags so first responders leave with families and friends of someone who has overdosed. All the police departments have them as well. And then was told by somebody in long-term recovery that getting a test strip tells them that a person giving it to them cares. And then she had to peace out. Kristen in the chat said senior center, piecemeal drivers, gaming establishments, gas stations in smaller towns, Salvation Army, food banks, which are all really good suggestions. So thank you. Bryson, you got anything?
No, the only thing I was gonna say would be the gas stations. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Gas stations and vape stores,
Yeah.
smoke shops.
Oh, laundry mats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Thank you, Kristen. Thanks, everyone. Anybody else? So, Kristen, can you kind of talk more about the food bank? Like, are you saying, like put them in bags? Like I don't know, I'm blanking on what the words are. Um,
Food pantry, not food bank, sorry.
oh,
Um,
food pantries, yes. Yeah.
so like or even so in Douglas County, one of the things that I can't remember who did it was either ROSC or Health Department when the food bank came in to do their, I don't know if you guys have the mobile food bank pantry that
Mm-hmm.
shows up. They partnered with them, obviously not when it's negative 1,000 degrees, but and set up a table with naloxone test strips information, kind of like partnered with them
Okay.
during those warmer times. And then I think in another county, they were, because of the way that that food pantry is set up, it was available to pick up on the way out with resources.
Nice. Okay. We do have some food pantries that are like that as well. So,
And
that would
then
be cool. Go
and then the
ahead.
senior center to hit that other end of the demographic.
Yep.
So, and then I don't know if it's called piecemeal, but you know what I'm talking about when I put
Mm-hmm.
piecemeal, right? Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I was in the Mason County Coordinating Council and we were talking about naloxone, and somebody who works in senior care mentioned that there should be some education with the senior population because there was a family, because they work in hospice, that thought that their mom was overdosing and they Narcaned her. But she was actually just in hospice and dying. And so, because of them Narcaning her, they weren't able to give her the medication to keep her comfortable and not in pain. So it's things like that, like you don't think about, right? Like um, like are using it, like obviously they thought they were doing like a good thing, obviously, and no fault to them at all, right? But then when it's like, oh no, we realize what the problem is, and it's like they really weren't, and then you have to like wait it out until the effects are gone, because the opioids that they could give them to make them comfortable didn't work. And I thought that was really interesting because I've never heard that side of things before.
Yeah, I was in a meeting yesterday where they were doing a case profile about how to help a senior parent who was taking benzos for anxiety but had also had surgery, and then they were drinking alcohol, and they were talking about that, just that harm reduction risk with mom not thinking there was a problem, but the adult child identifying that this could potentially be a problem, and just that naloxone education there of the senior population about drug interactions and that kind of thing was where that came from.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right. Anybody else have any comments or thoughts? All right, I'm going to take silence as a no. Well, thank you, everyone. This is definitely a good list to go off of, especially when I'm currently in the process of finishing up the strategic plan. So it's good to always have identification of what like we want to do moving forward, which is really awesome. So thank you, everyone. As we continue on, our next bridge meeting, so it's our deflection program. Sorry, I'm just like moving your faces around on my screen. Is going to be Tuesday, January 20th from 1 to 2:30. Hope on 5th or on Zoom. So right now we're just really working towards our launch. That is happening. Well, that was not exciting. There we go. February 24th. So man, oh man, have we been working on this thing for a year and a half. But it is finally happening in Logan and Mason County and Menard County. We are super stoked. It is going to be at the Lincoln Park District. We felt that Logan County is kind of like the central location to all of 3 counties. And the Park District has been great, allowing us to utilize their space for this event. So it'll be a launch and also a training. Who should attend, right? Everybody should attend, but specifically law enforcement and first responders, behavioral health, treatment and recovery providers, community and faith-based partners, individuals with lived experience, and community members invested in safety and access to care. What will be happening? We'll be giving you an overview of what deflection is and the bridge model. You'll get an introduction to the lead team on all the people who have been meeting for a year and a half trying to get this launched. You're going to partner connections and introductions and practical role-based training. And there will also be a Q&A and discussion as well. So we are super excited. And if we can have people register by February 20th, it is free. So don't worry, you don't have to pay. We just are trying to get a head count. But even if you don't register and you just show up on February 24th, that is also amazing. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out to Erin at that. And this flyer will also be shared on our social media as well. So our stigma reduction campaign, so I'm giving you guys a sneak peek because I have no shame. And I thought that it would be very exciting to let you know what we're planning. And who knows if Ford County is going to tell everybody, but I'm going to. So we have a new launch coming up. Right now, we are currently working on our MAR section. So what is MAR, right? So we're going to kind of highlight, because harm reduction, MAR, and stigma are the top 3 priorities that both of our ROSC are focusing on. And also in both of our surveys, we have recently seen, well, not really recently, but we have noticed that not a lot of people know what MAR is, right? And not a lot of people know where the harm reduction resources are. And there obviously is still stigma in our communities. So that is the one thing that we're gonna do in April through June 30th. We will be having different materials coming out about MAR. So the first one's going to be about MAR, and then we're going to kind of break it down to the different drugs, I guess. That's not the right word, but
Medication.
thank you, medications. Obviously a day. The different medications that you can be used for different things. So look forward to that. And then from July to September, we'll be focusing on harm reduction. So what does that mean? What is harm reduction? And where can you get individual items and all different things like that. And then October to December, and we'll be focusing on stigma, but more so focusing on the disorder itself, right? Why is there such stigma around the disorder? And then January to March of next year, we are going to keep going with the stigma, but kind of talking about the socialization around stigma and recovery housing options and things like that. And so our hope is to have some sort of training that is kind of alongside each one of these. So if you have any ideas about an MAR training, about like how to, obviously we want to get providers, but I don't think that's like a realistic thing. But maybe hosting an online training about MAR. So if you have anyone that would do that or have any ideas, I'm really looking at you, Danny, that we should probably just meet outside here, kind of talk about it. And then, yeah, so we have some really exciting things that we're wanting to do. So keep your eye out and then keep sharing our materials like you have been in the past. So we appreciate that as well. Our Recovery and Action group, our next meeting is February 10th. We just had this past Tuesday and it was really good. Mostly because I have been coming for the past two Recovery and Action meetings and I have always trusted Jeanette. And now I have the privilege of being there. So I'm very excited to be a part of these meetings. It's really cool to see the individuals who keep coming to the meetings, but then we also had Zoom option, and man, we had people on that Zoom and I was so excited. So the hybrid option is real and people used it, and that's what's up. So that was very exciting. So we have these meetings every second Tuesday of the month at 4:30 to 6, Hope on 5th. With the hybrid option, we've moved it upstairs. Recently, the ROSC has helped purchase a really desky thing for like a hybrid option so that anyone who uses the upstairs room has the ability to do hybrid meetings more easily and accessible. So that has been really nice. And so it's really cool to use this stuff. And we have been planning our Valentine's Day party that will be happening on Valentine's Day. It'll be a Hope on 5th. And we are looking into different types of food to be available. The decorations are going to be out of this world amazing. We are really excited for what is going to happen. Jeanette, is there anything that I'm missing?
I don't think so. We're super, super excited. And I guess the main thing is, to help get the word out. That would be a definite way that y'all could help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you are all welcome to join any of the Recovery and Action Committee meetings. We're always looking for people to join us. So they're very relaxed, like so relaxed meetings. So if you are nervous, like don't be. We're very easygoing humans. So
Yeah, you planners out there, those who love to be creative, and we need that kind of energy. And because still that's another thing that I'm still able to be a part of in my new role. So but calling all folks who love or you know what I always say, I'm trying to reach those folks who say, I want to help, but I just don't know what to do. Right? I want to give back and I just don't know how. we have many ideas and many ways that, many things that we can do. So we would love to find something where what you love to do and see how we can bring those things together, right? How we can take some of your talents and gifts and combine it with recovery and what we have going on. So, again, I know that most everybody on here, the plate is up here and full. But this is something hopefully you could help us share with others. Yeah. So there's that.
Thanks, Jeanette. All right. So our next ROSC meeting is going to be Thursday, February 19th at 2 p.m. at Hope on Fifth. If you have not liked and loved and followed all of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, please do so. All of our meetings we post on there. Dominic has he loves it. He loves editing these videos. So he sometimes puts in things. So if you're interested to see the funny little things that Dominic likes to add in or transitions or anything like that, check out our meetings. They're all on there. And it's easy to get to because they're all in different folders via the current, like the year. So if you're looking for a meeting back in like 2021 or 2022, the meetings are there too. So, and if you didn't have the time to look back at our different panel discussions, they're all on our YouTube page. So it is very exciting, and follow, like us, share all of our posts on our social media outlets as well. If you need to get in contact with any of us, me, myself, Tristan, or Nadia, our information is here. Obviously, please invite anyone else at the table, like who else should be here, right? And we want to keep and build our ROSC community. So we do have 5 minutes left. So I do want to take some time if anybody has any updates they would like to share. This is your time to do so. Thanks, Joanna. Anybody have Bryson? I feel like you have some news about the Oxford House. I could be wrong, but your face went away, so he might be gone. But anyways, we were in our recovery and action meeting the other day, and he talked about that the house might be full. So that is very exciting. So I'll share that news for you, Bryson. And they turned a house into cater. They had all these men's houses and not so much a woman's. So they moved some men around in the vacancies that they had and added a women's house. So that has been something that he's been working on, which is really exciting. Lisa, you got any updates?
I don't. I just wanted to get on and say thank you. It was an awesome presentation, and I have to get on another meeting. So thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Thanks, Lisa. Danny, you got any updates?
I don't right now. I just got done covering 2 sites for the last 3 months, so I'm just trying to catch up with my stuff. But if there's anything else, I'll be ready the next meeting.
I got you. Appreciate it, Danny. Thanks for being here.
It'll be a Chicago Bears theme if we win. Is that what the presentation's
I agree.
100%. 100%.
Not if, when they win.
When they win.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bryson,
Go
did I
Pack.
get all your information right?
Go Pack, go.
Choices.
You're a Packers fan? Are you a Packers fan?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry, Bryson, you're not the only one. I'm a Packers fan too.
Okay. I mean,
good.
the Packers have had a really good run for a long time. So.
Oh, and Ron too.
Oh, this is
It's
your
okay.
guys' this is your guys' first good run in how long?
Well, it's the Chicago way, okay?
That's
Just
why
let
I'm
us
so excited.
embrace it. Okay? The Cubs had a World Series. Just let us, Bears fan, have something.
Yep.
Hey, y'all brought it up, not me.
Bye, Kristen. All right, Jeanette, what you got?
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure we have new pamphlets. I can't see the blur. Available. That it is so bomb. Our Lauren had put this together, our supervisor. I'll just unblur it. Anyway, it's a new pamphlet, and what is so bomb about this is right for people to be able to get into Memorial Behavioral Health Services is that as soon as you open it, this tells you every single way that you can connect. So I can walk in, I can call, I can get online, and we now have a referral form online via QR code. So we are super excited to launch that. And of course, to all of you whom work with folks all the time, Kendra is able to offer peer support at no cost. I mean, this is what we get to do. I know I talked to Kim, was saying, let your officers know, maybe there's some people that are not in drug court, but maybe, someone who's on probation might need some extra support and might be willing. I'm working with, Kelsey out at the Heartland Community College and some of her students that are good. So being really creative, trying to, find places and spaces where I can connect and walk alongside folks. Cause guess what? That's what I get to do, in a very real way. So, use me that way, guys. I have pick a topic. I probably, Ron, you too, I have, unfortunately, have overcome, relationships that have domestic violence, just use me. That's all I'm saying. I'm available.
Thanks, Jeanette. Love it. Anybody else? 1 minute. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. Like Jeanette always says, this meeting is the fastest meeting in the world, which it really is. We prep and prep and prep, and then, oh my gosh, now we're done. So it's quick, but definitely appreciate you all being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye.
See you all. Great meeting. I always love
Thanks.
seeing you guys on here.
Thanks,
I
Joanna.
love you, Joanne.